All right, so what we have here today is what we call the large guitar string. So you can see it's secure at one end, goes across, secure at another end, the man in the mask. So we have those two ends which are secure. So that means we have two nodes at each end, one node at each end, I should say. Now, I'm gonna back up here a little bit so we can see the whole thing. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the fundamental frequency. So with the fundamental frequency, it's gonna be at 4. So 4 hertz is the fundamental. And what you're gonna notice is two nodes, one on each side, an antinode in the middle. Now, if we go, and if you think about it, if that is the principal, and it's the first harmonic, the second, well, if it was 4 hertz to start with, think about what it should be. 8. So now we're gonna go to 8. When we go to 8, what you're gonna notice is you get an antinode, node, antinode, with one node on each end. So we've added half of a wavelength to that. And so that's a full wavelength right there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the third harmonic. That's gonna be 12. At this point, notice you've added another antinode there. So we start at the very end, node, antinode, node, antinode, node, antinode, node. Let's head to 16. Boom. There it is, right at 16. And we've added another one. We can go crazy. We can add another one. We can go to 20. And boom. I'm going to get closer to be able to see it. So we've got antinode, 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 antinode. Now, we're going to go to 24. And we notice another one is going to show up. Now, if we go to the next one, bam. And once again, and what you can notice is that it's a standing wave that we've got being generated. It's going so fast in between the two that you've got set up there. All right, now, let's see what happens if instead of going to a multiple of 4, we go to a different number. So in other words, let's go to 18 instead of 16. Okay, so there's 18. That's not a multiple of 4, so we're not gonna really get anything. Now let's go up to 20. Boom, there it is, okay? Then you can sit there, and if I wanna go back down to 16, once again, a multiple of 4, these have to be multiples, okay? Fn equals n times the F1. And if F1 is 4, it's always going to be a multiple of 4s. Now, what's also interesting about this guy is that it is, what we have set here is a 5-meter long string. Now, if you know the length of the string, you could therefore, if you know the frequency and you know the harmonic, well, let's see. You're going to know the wavelength. You're going to know the frequency, which means you'll be able to get the speed. And remember, for the first one, we had Fn, for F1. That happens to be 4 hertz, and the length is 5 meters. So in class, you guys can go and figure out what's the speed of this and how the speed really doesn't change. Frequency doesn't change the speed. And that's what we're going to see. The last little thing I'd like to do is, Dr. Scott, if you could come in and prove that the antinodes, it is not vibrating. So could you put your finger on one of the nodes? I should say the node, it's not moving. And boom, he can set his finger right there. It really doesn't affect it. Now put it on an antinode. Yeesh, that affects it. That's your standing wave. That is your guitar string. Get on it.